Dear students, welcome our online class arranged by Chatpur Polytechnic Institute. This is Ellius Mahmud, instructor English, and my subject is English and it is subject code 65712. Today I will discuss about the topics, namely verbs. Before that, I like to congratulate you for your achievement because you have come here crossing your educational level like SSC, Dakhil and vocational level, and you have choose the polytechnic sector to be a diploma engineer. I heartily congratulate you for your achievement that you have make you fit for this sector. Now let's go to our topics. I have already told you that I will try to give you some knowledge about verbs. Verbs just mean a portion of speech. In analyzing any sentence or speech, we get various words. So in grammatical system, every word has a definite name. Likely that verbs is the name of a word that we use in sentence. I like to share with some importance of learning grammar. Why should we learn grammar? English is a language. You know, it's a international language. And most of the dominated countries in the world, not only dominated, maximum countries, among the thousands of words, English has taken its position, a good position. That's why we learn it for our own sake, own interest, because there is no another option without gaining more knowledge about any topics. It may be technological, it may be others. I think you are the students of technology based students, so you have to have new and newer and newest knowledge about the technology. So if you have no idea about knowledge, you will not get such type of newest knowledge. So I will encourage you to learn English. You can say that, sir, why we will learn English? Reading grammar. There are many people who doesn't know grammar, but they are speaking in English. But you have to think, you are educated person. You are the asset of the society. So your English will be as your position. Your English will not be up as the uneducated person. So if you like to have a smart English, you have to learn grammar first. That's why I have chosen a very important topic, verbs. In analyzing any sentence, we have to give emphasis on verbs. Verbs are called the soul of sentence. Verbs are called soul of sentence. Firstly, we will know the meaning of verbs. Everyone, I think you know, verbs mean action word. In such type of words, we can make a meaning like there's something doing, something working, something having, like that. There are several categories in verbs in English. Before that, I like to give you some knowledge about subject and object. Subject, object. This the part of sentence. If you definitely define subjects of sentence, definitely define object of sentence, then you will be able to find out easily the categories of sentence. Subjects. I have a simple question for you. What is subjects? You will say that who does anything in a sentence, that's called subject. Okay? Object. What is object? Object means that is done. That is done by the subject, that is called object. Subject and object may be two types, personal and impersonal. I will give you the perception about how can we find out a subject in a sentence in a technical way. Okay. Now I will try to write a sentence like I read newspaper daily. I have written I read newspaper daily. Here, if I ask you what is read, I think everyone will say read is a verb, because reads mean action, reading, doing something. If I question the verbs with who or what does or who does. If I question the verb read, who or what does, there will answer will come. That is who does. That means I does. I. Like that, if I question the verb whom or what does. If I question the verb whom or what does, that means whom. If it will, the answer will come, that will be before that I like subject. If I question the verb who or what does, the answer will come, that will be subject. If I ask the verb read whom or what does, then the answer will come, that will be object. Here I read. Who read? Who read? That means I read. What read? If I what does or what read? If I change the word read, not read. Here I can write read. What read? That means newspaper read. Okay. So its subject, that's object. It is known to all that the subject must sit before the verb and object must after the verb. That's why it is easy way to find out subject and object of the sentence. Here we have another word like daily. Daily. It's definitely confusing. Now newspaper, we know that the object will be sit after the verb. That means there are two words like newspaper and daily. What will be the object? If I follow the techniques, then I will able to find out the subject and object easily. There will go. If there are many words in the position of object, I am definitely will be able to find out the object throwing the question. Okay? That is the system. In this way, we will be able to find out subject and object of the sentence. Then, why should we learn subject and objects? In verse, there are two like transitive verb and intransitive verb. Transitive verb and intransitive verb. If I like to say in Bengali, transitive means sha-karma. Sha-karma. Intransitive means a-karma. Seeing the prefix sha-karma, seeing the prefix a-karma, that means we easily understand sha-karma, that means there will be an object. A-karma, there will be no object. So let's come to the point that we have already known and understand that transitive verbs must have an object or karma. If I find out any verbs that have an object, that will be transitive verb. On the other hand, intransitive verb, the verbs that have no object, that will be intransitive. It's an easy way how we can be able to definitely define the object and subject of the sentence. That will, if I definitely find out the object, that it will be very easy way to find out transitive verb and intransitive verb in this sector. What you can say, so what is the benefit of learning a transitive and intransitive verb? The next topics or coming topics you will get voice. If you like to change voice, then it is very essential. If you don't find out object transitive verbs, that will be very confusing for you making change such type of voice in English. Let's go another one. Finite verb, non-finite verb. Before that, you have to learn tense effectively, clearly. If you have no proper knowledge about tense, you will not be able to define finite and non-finite verb. That is totally related with tense. That's why I have to know the rules of tense, auxiliaries of tense, and every nook and corner of the tense. If you can easily define or name of the tense, then it will be very easy to find out finite verb and non-finite verb. In short, I like to give you the perception like that. Finite verb means those verbs that follow the rules or structure of tenses. That's are called finite verb. Are those verbs that do not maintain the structure of the tense, that will be non-finite verb. Okay, it's theoretical. I will go to the practical sector. Then you will be able to understand my analysis how it related with tense. Look at the board. English is spoken most of the country for communication. So we learn English for better communication. It is nothing but a sentence, okay? You don't need to think about the meaning, just you think about the theory that I have already told you. It's a sentence. English is spoken most of the countries or countries for communication. So we or most of the people learn English for better communication. Firstly, you have to find out the verb. Which are the verbs of the sentence. If I identify that it will be is spoken is a verb, learn is another verb. Here English is spoken most of the countries. Is spoken is a verb. If you have the practical class, I like to answer you and try to find out the answer. Is spoken. What type of sentence? What type of tense it is? Is spoken. English is spoken. What type of tense it is? It is present, indefinite tense, and it is a passive voice. It is in a passive voice. Though it is spoken, it is like different. There's some type of sentence tense it is spoken. That means it is present indefinite tense, but it is passive voice. So it's a follow the tense, but its voice is different. That's why it follows the rules. It follows the rules of present indefinite. That means I can say that it is a finite verb. It is a finite verb because it follows the rules of present indefinite. In another learn, most of the people learn English for better communication. Learn is another verb that indicates present indefinite tense. We know after the subject, if we have the base form of the verb, then it will be present indefinite. That means it follows the rules of present indefinite. That's why learn what is the finite verb. Then I will give you another example. Learning English is very easy if you have interest in doing it. Okay, learning English is a very easy if you have interest in doing it. It's a sentence. If I like to find out the verbs here, learning is a verb, is another verb, have is a verb, and knowing is a verb. Now I will find out what is finite verb, what is non-finite verb. Here is learning. Learning, it takes ing after the verb. We know that if we get ing after the verb, that means every sentence will be continuous tense, but there will be somewhat auxiliaries. We do not get any auxiliaries before learning. That means it does not follow the rules of rules of continuous tense. That means it is non-finite verb. If I have already said you that if the verb does not manage, maintain or follow the rules of tense, then it will be non-finite verb. And if follows, then it will be finite verb. That's why we can say is a finite verb. Is a finite verb. Because learning is totally subject. After that is the verb. Very easy is the second part of the sentence. That's why it follows the rules of present indefinite tense. That means is a finite verb also. Like that, have is finite verb and knowing is another non-finite verb, because we have ing after that, but before there is no auxiliaries here. So I think that is closing. That's a very easy way to find out finite and non-finite verb this way, and transitive verb and intransitive verb. You will see in your books there are many ways of learning transitive and intransitive verb, but if you try to think this way, I think that will be very helpful for you learning a definite classification of grammars. Okay. Last of all, there are many others discussion, but limitation of time, I am not clear that I will try to clear the other section of verb the next classes. So at the ending of the classes, I like to give concern about that you are very well known that COVID-19 is going very severely in our country, and we have already known that we have issued a letter from the ministry that it will be very severe coming winter season. So thanks all, be careful and think about yourself, think about more about the English learning. If you have the passion, otherwise you will not be able to learn English. So make passion in learning English, in speaking, in reading, and so I will request for you, think in English, speak in English, then it will be very easy to learn English. Thank you all.